Welcome everybody to Victory Road. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy, and welcome back to more Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. There was one thing that I wanted to do before we got started here today. As we make our way down, I have effort value trained our Pokemon a little bit more. I visited the TM lady in Mistralton City, got an HP up, and I was able to find out that Aiden can't gain any more effort values in HP, meaning that he has at least 100. We also upped our attack on Crustle as well as a few other things. Let's get busting through these ruins. This Victory Road is huge. Who's brought you this far? My Pokemon, that's who. What, did you think that you just punched Drayden in the face and saw how that went for you? Can't imagine it went very well. Ace Trainer Jamie sending out a Drift Blim. I got myself an answer to that already. Our team is a little bit hodgepodge, if I'm being real. No, I'm not insulting it, I really mean it. I brought along Strutley, as you're going to need Cut, Surf, and Waterfall. Out of all the Pokemon that are available in the new Unova Pokedex, Panpour is the only Pokemon that learns those 3 exact moves. You could do that, and if you don't have an existing water type, it's what I recommend. Oh, the freeze! Your giant HP stat is no match for my luck. Thank you. So you could do that. But personally, I prefer to just teach Surf and Waterfall to Aiden, bring along our Braviary as another team member, do it that way. I suppose one of our team could probably learn Cut anyway. I don't think it's necessary though. I'll go for the Ice Beam again. Ah, what? That's a 10% chance 2 times in a row. That's awesome. Well, I guess that means our lucky star is in the sky this morning. I decided that we would just tackle this in the morning with the sun rising on us, hopefully by the time we get to the end of it. Harmony gets to level 53, definitely underleveled. It's your reliable Pokemon who brought you this far, isn't it? You know what's up. Thank you. You know what I think? All people know what they can do alone, but there are a lot of things you can only do with Pokemon too. Like I said, we're a bit underleveled. Oh yeah, I guess strength is helpful here as well, so that's another reason that you might want to bring a dedicated HM user like I have done here. I don't believe it's required, but it can get you some additional stuff. Speaking of additional stuff, that reminds me, I need to have that. I don't have a repel up, crap. Okay, well, I'm officially underwhelmed with what Pokemon we got here. I think I want to catch you for a specific purpose. Bought me a whole lot of quick balls. Go for it. 1, 2, 3. Ah! I was gonna say that we were continuing to have good luck. I cannot overstate how useful a quick ball is to somebody who's trying to complete the National Pokedex, or just any Pokedex really. They're awesome whenever you're late game, all your usual suspects on your team are strong and it's difficult to do. Oh, Snatch, it's cool that I'm gonna call this good luck, because I wanted to run into a Bayonet and I wanted somebody to use Snatch. I was mistaken on what Snatch was. I had its effect wrong, honestly, for most of my life. You all informed me that Snatch is waiting for, it's a priority move. You wait for your opponent to use a buffing move, and then instead of them using it, you get the buff instead. It's a super interesting idea for a move, and I guess I just assumed that it was another one of those many item stealing moves, because you got Trick, you got Switcheroo, you got Thief. There's a lot of items that have to do with stealing items, and I kind of feel like I just got them all confused. Okay, this is getting a little bit stupid. That feel when a terrible ghost type is taking you more attempts to catch than any legendary Pokemon thus far. 1, 2, 3. Yes, thank you. A doll that became a Pokemon over its grudge of being thrown away. It seeks the child who disowned it. It's a Marionette. Breed was transferred to the box too. Okay, let's throw up a repel, because we're gonna need it. Oh goody, I only brought 10 of them. I see we're coming prepared here. You see, I can only have enough max repels or enough full restores. I can never have both. You are no ordinary opponent. That is what my ghost type Pokemon is whispering to me. I don't know that Harmony's got this one. We might need to swap out here. So can we just hear it as we're, I thought it said Psychic AI, Metang. Even ghost Pokemon. All right, well, I'll heat wave you all the same. As we're making our way, can we just hear it for our team? The amount of type coverage, offense, defense, cool abilities, and just various utility that we have across our team. I think that this is a really fun one. I'm hesitant to call it my favorite one ever, because I always say that every time, and it's kind of hard to do it when stuff like that happens. Also, you're level 54 and haven't evolved yet. Yeah, I like this team a lot, and I think that stuff's been really strong. I think that we've just had so much awesome stuff on our side. So I thought maybe it'd be nice if we could get to know our team even better. I like doing sort of overviews of all the types and how I feel about each of them. And this is sort of a case where we have types on our team that we have not seen any gym leader have, and we won't be seeing them in the Pokemon League up ahead. So I thought we could roar. No, keep old moves. Why would you do such a thing? That's low priority, forcing the opponent to switch out. Anyway, I feel I've already said basically everything I'd want to say about fire and fighting types already in other situations. I talked about those. Aiden will send you out. Already went over ice when we did Giant Chasm. Already went over water when we fought Marlin. I had to think about that one for a second. Wait a minute, there's no ice type gym leader, but I feel like I've said this before. I have. Knock you out. 2 knockouts against this Cofagrigus. My premonition was spot on. I knew you were no ordinary opponent. Sort of a thing that just makes you feel good about yourself. Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna go on right now. I wanna go back. This victory road is something I find confusing to get around. I've played it multiple times in my life, but I never remember the layout of it exactly. I always get turned around. Oh, wait. Oh, I just admitted to getting turned around in a room that was completely linear. I thought there was a branching pathway that I didn't take. Well, seeing as we're back near the beginning already, I might as well go to the Pokemon Center and stock up on repels. Back we are. I prefer the precision of my feet over this. Our unity won't be bested by anyone. We'll see about that. We have anarchy here on this team. Shelly, sending out Swoobat. Oh, I like your animation though. I've praised that before. The badge check gates. I want to talk about those. Badge check gates used to have special messages, special text that it was essentially unused if you managed to glitch your way into them without the proper badges. Here, the gates just straight up don't have any sort of text associated at all. You can just bike on through them. But that doesn't mean that the door opens. It stays shut unless you have the detected badge, so the badge check gates are actually doing their jobs. You wouldn't believe how often in Pokemon games they've gotten lazy with this, where it's so 50-50, especially nowadays, if they bother checking your badges at all, or if they just go, oh yeah, there's no way you could possibly be here without Waterfall, so we're just gonna say you have all the badges and say we checked, even though we really didn't. A lot of the older games in particular do this, and this is one of the last times this was ever consistent. Though, I don't think it's a case of being indicative of the game's quality, because I think the first one to ever not do it was Heart Gold, Soul Silver, so, you know, I'm sure it's just one of those things where if they felt like it was worthwhile spending time on it during development, they did it, but if not, it was a corner that they could cut and nobody would really know the difference. The gimmick of Victory Road this time around is we have all these different biomes, essentially. There's so much to this place, all these different environments. And if you have the proper HM moves that each area wants, you get to skip the trainer battles. She was a spinner, we could have gone past her. Burn him to a crisp, taste the harmony. With you being burned all the time and glowing red, it's kind of fitting. Oh, it was not enough for you to defeat a Roselia. That's not a good sign. That move is gorgeous, wow. I don't know if that's one of them, but some of the moves got new animations in Black and White 1 to Black and White 2. Aerial Ace is a great example of this, where that's probably one of the moves that you're most likely to come into contact with. A lot of legendary signature moves got them as well. Harmony got level 54, not 56, wish it was 56, or even 57. As I was saying, the Ace Trainer over here, he's totally skippable if you have the proper HM. Of course, though, I need all the EXP I can get. It's not enough for me to just be together with Pokemon. I want to win. You sound like my kind of guy. Well, we got a few new Pokemon here. Now, wait, Beckett. Dude, you're Beckett Pokemon Collector. That's not a compliment. That magazine is horrible. Not only did it have really nightmarish cover art a lot of the time though, but I always wondered what happened to it. It turns out they wanted to have a Pokemon magazine, but didn't want to pay royalties to Nintendo. So they just kept getting threatened with lawsuits all the time, but kept operating anyway. And then when they were actually going to get sued, they opted to just shut down their entire magazine and cease functioning. Yeah, wonderful people, aren't they? Super legit. All right, last new Pokemon of the main adventure. Let's go. Golurk! Without fail, every time they introduce a good new Pokemon with a detrimental ability, just so you get mad when you catch one with the right nature and is invalidated by a freaking coin toss, I just get so freaking upset. Slightly related, Golurk has Iron Fist. I'm sure you already figured out it has an abundance of punching moves and can actually make good use of them, unlike most other Pokemon that are gimped by the low power. But that's not the half of it. It's the 3/4 of it. The 4th move slot can be Earthquake right away. Dude, Flygon wishes it could do that. I'm sorry, buddy girl. I really am. You're cursed to being overshadowed by other ground types. Pick whichever 3 punches sound the best. Just be aware that it has no speed. Hydreigon, kind of a forgettable dragon, TBH, but that doesn't mean it's outright bad. It's got the 4 classic resistances, and it's all right at taking a beating. It has to be if it's that slow. I mean, it's slower than Golurk. How's that even work? He's made of clay. Hydreigon mainly learns dragon attacks with a lot of dark thrown in. Rock Slide is there too, but is disappointing because it can't fish for flinches. Besides that, it's kinda limited. It learns tons and tons of special moves that it has no aptitude for even trying. Earthquake is a post-game move, and that would have made it stand out from other dragons. It's just not there. It's kinda disappointing for something that comes in after all the other dragons. Zweilous! Nope, you can't have Hydreigon. How fitting one of the most VGC-defining Pokemon of Gen 5 carries the highest evolutionary requirement of all time. It's a whopping 15 additional levels to reach it, and we're in Victory Road. I guess it's not as bad as it was in the old Victory Road, but still. You're throwing the Eviolite onto this mediocre Pokemon with no stat over 85, only to make it kind of work. It will only be unleashed if you're going for 100%, and thus playing enough of the game to actually get to that level requirement. If this hasn't deterred you and you are gonna go for it, Zweilous evolves into the best special attacker in the game other than White Kyurem. Hydreigon has immunities to ground and psychic, tons of resistances, high stats in every territory, and ferocious moves. What's kind of ironic is that its level up moveset is honestly kind of meh. It learns a bunch of physical moves of middling power. It can use them well enough, but come on. If you go all that way, you want the goods. It doesn't even learn Dark Pulse without tutoring for some reason. From TMs, you'll want Flamethrower or Fire Blast, and then Focus Blast. Probably a Dragon-type special move too. Do that, and you'll enjoy a brutal fighter that is only harmed by dedicated special walls. I've been struggling pretty darn hard here. Aiden, we need to get you out of here right freaking now. I never switch out, and I play on shift battle so that we have to switch out, but then I just give all my Pokemon crazy type coverage so that I never switch out, and it's a giant self-defeating purpose. Using Poison Fang, not too scared of that. Okay, maybe a little scared of that. If you critical on this turn, I am done for. X-Scissor. X-Scissor. Man, I've been saying X in cool ways, I say cool in quotations, for years now, and it's becoming uncool to say X, and man, it's the worst thing about getting older is just living long enough to see your personal everyday life memes becoming the villain. All good now. I just healed up and didn't notice the doctor right in front of my face. If you have a Pokemon in bad shape, let me see your Pokemon in battle. Harmony's been leading all of these battles, and this one's no different. I didn't switch out. Okay. Clefable, not gonna be doing a whole lot of damage to you. Have they ever attempted to explain in lore how my fighting type moves have beaten the crap out of Clefable so many times and scored knockouts even though it really ought to be resisting it, or how many times a dragon type move has beaten a fairy type Pokemon before it was officially classified as a fairy type? I know that they always say that Pokemon get reclassified as new discoveries are made, but I don't know, I kind of think if a scientist kept their yap shut, there's no sort of classification, there's no sort of like canon reason why that should be happening, and gosh, I just was thinking about like how this would play out like IRL, and there'd probably be lawsuits over it where scientists who would classify the fairy type would just get sued over people who lost tournaments and stuff. Good old real world. Restore me to full health, please. I'll be the best doctor in the world, but first I must become the best doctor in Unova. A necessary step on the journey. I just got back from watching Splatoon Nationals at Nintendo Live, and it was just such a wonderful time. There was a huge upset in the tournament. It was so much fun, and the whole wanting to be the best in the US and then it'll go on to be the best in the world, it just sort of made me think of that. We'll go down this way. Surf in this water. And down here, yes, I'll use another one. I'm totally gonna run into another oh, that's how you skip the encounters in this room. Good to know. Moving on. Freaking love-hate this place sometimes. It's been pretty linear so far. I haven't been getting lost. I just felt a great wind. Excuse me. Veteran Abraham sending out a Gigalith. I made a wise choice to switch out when I did. Go out there, Aiden. Alrighty. So, another thing that I'd like to do in our final run through a place here on this main journey. I'm making it sound like this game is almost over. It's not. There's a lot of content other than just going for the league. There's so much to this, and I would not say that we're any close to being done. But in our lead up to something that has some sense of finality to it, I thought it also would be kind of nice not just to appreciate our team, but also just appreciate this game. So many things that it did that never came back, I think, are awesome, and you know, that's the case for a lot of Pokemon games. I think it's important that there's certain things that don't come back, where making each Pokemon region feel special from the other ones is a genuine important part to making the series have longevity and making the older games have replayability after a newer one has come out. But man, for all this game's successes that I wish came back, why did the Metal Rally never return? It only came back in X and Y, and then again in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and there, it was a browser-based add-on through an account system and not in the game itself. And now that Pokemon Global Link is shut down for those games, you can no longer access it. It added such a sense of accomplishment to everything you did. That's the whole reason that I know so much about the side modes in this game. I wanted to learn all the ins and outs of them so that I could brag about those achievements to other players and have them show up on my profile so I could collect medals and see how pretty they all looked and wear one of them on my profile. I love that stuff. With how much a Pokemon is interconnected, how much of it's multiplayer, it's a great system. In fact, oh, that would have been a double battle if I had gone the other way. Something about you reminds me of that trainer from 2 years ago. No relation. But going back to medals, I'm not lying when I say this, that it was medals that got me into nicknaming my Pokemon. I didn't nickname my Pokemon ever for, gosh, like 15 years after the series began. I did them in videos before that point, but in my personal life, no, I kind of preferred just having the official names and memorizing them better each new game by keeping them that way. And it was the thing that got me to nickname my Pokemon, and by extension, sort of developing characters for my Pokemon where I would look at their status screens and their natures, what their stat spreads were looking like, give them names that I thought were fitting and strong for what they did. It got me into Pokemon in a way that other people got into, but I just never did for the longest time, and I just sort of poo-pooed it because I'm like, I'm bad at naming things, I'm not gonna do all that. And it was the thing that showed me the light and showed me the joy in how people just get so into treating their Pokemon as their friends and stuff like that. I know that that's always been the message of the series, so maybe that's on me for missing out, but that was genuinely my gateway into getting that. And I don't get why they needed to gate this away and then never bring it back, because, you know, deciding if the player has walked 1,000 steps clearly required an internet connection to function. Sure. I just think it's such a shame that it never came back, and that's why I wanted to feature them so prominently in this series. Maybe get some of you into collecting medals. I've seen a lot of people getting into collecting medals, and it's really been nice to see. There's a guy who's been live streaming his attempts at getting every single medal in the game, and I gotta be honest, I'm a little tempted to steal that idea. Behold the blinding brilliance of my many gym badges. This reminds me of that meme from a long time where it's like Gary effing Oak. There are 8 badges to get in Kanto. He got 10 of them. Oh, Durant! Shoot, okay. I like Durant a lot. I feel like it's one of those diamonds in the rough. It's one of those sad cases where even though it's native to the region, you can't get it in the main story. There's something related to it that's kind of interesting. It doesn't have an unused design that we know of, but Ken Sugimori once took the opportunity to use Durant to talk about an idea that he's always wanted to make for a Pokemon. He wanted an ant Pokemon that would be the world's smallest Pokemon, playing with the idea that ants are incredibly strong despite how small they are. I think maybe the improper scaling in older games could have been the reason why he didn't go for this idea. And now that they seem to be kind of interested sometimes in getting the proper scaling working out for the Pokemon, it could be a time that we might see that idea in the near future. From game to game, they were definitely inconsistent. Back then with them being sprites, you wouldn't be able to just draw a couple of pixels and know what that looks like and have it be memorable and all that stuff, so I get it. As for other Pokemon that are found in Victory Road, Golurk has a canon mode that's been seen in Poke Park and in the anime. According to James Turner, this was designed for its original release and it just went unused until the anime saw his drawings and chose to put it in there. I like to imagine that it sort of clung on to hope, being passed from character sheet to character sheet, from person to person, until one worker finally went, whoa, this is too cool for this to go unused. It's just so cool that like whenever ideas like that have been around for a long time and they finally get used in some unusual things. Took out the Ferrothorn there. Just shows like how strong its defense is if my Heat Crash was not enough to defeat it. At times 6 damage, no less. Or I guess maybe it just shows how fat it is. Go down. Oh, all right, let's heal. This song caught me off guard. I am X-Team Plasma! You know what? So am I. According to the Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 manga, the female protagonist in this game was X-Team Plasma. I know, it's kind of wild, just this adorable little girl apparently believes so strongly in Pokemon liberation she was willing to engage in terrorism to do it at one point. It's always the quiet ones, I tell you. Lasagna, you're up, and I don't think I need to even... Okay, maybe I did need to buff. I was gonna say I don't think I even need a buff because you only have 1 Pokemon and my attack stat is high enough as it is, but... Hey! Yeah! Good stuff. Eek! You're like the trainer from 2 years ago. Again, that's why I like playing as the boy in the first game, playing as the girl in the second. I sort of cringed at the first time how many times that came up from just every random little NPC that you remind them of that guy from 2 years ago. But then when I played the game again as the girl, one of the things I liked better was that the resemblance isn't physical. It's just there's something special about you that gives that feeling to everybody that you battle, and I thought that was way neater. Plus, you know, she's just the objectively better design, let's be real. I mean, come on. No one wants to play as friggin' Mophead over there. Can't go this way, but I can go into this cave. What is this place? Oh, surfing. Okay. I did some surfing, now I gotta do more surfing. Oh, we're back in the first room! I see how this all comes together. One of the reasons why I might have found this confusing is the layout differs slightly between versions. Here's an on-screen comparison so you can see that for yourself right now. Double veterans, oof. Lasagna is not gonna be useful in a double battle, I don't think, so we're gonna go just all in on the type coverage, I think. We'll do these two. The 2 bosom buddies who began this journey. They got pretty comfortable bosoms. They're both pretty chubby. You bothered to come all the way here? Good, I'll reward you with your hard work by battling with all my strength. Hey, since you worked so hard to get here, how about I be your opponent? This is gonna be a 6-on-6 battle, isn't it? That item ball better be something good because I see where this is going. Oh, 4, oh, okay, 4 battle. Shoot, okay, I was getting a little nervous. Braviary and Mandibuzz, okay. Looks like I've made some... I got moves that can deal with each of you, I think I'm fine. Mandibuzz is higher on the special defense, Braviary is higher in physical. I'll Thunder Punch you, and then we will Head Smash! Pignati might be stealing the thunder a little bit from Lasagna here, but I guess I can go over rock types, as we have a rock type move and a rock type Pokemon on our team. Rock is something I would describe as all or nothing. It has the most weaknesses of any type at 5, tied with grass. And while rock type moves generally have, rock types most generally have a dual type that gives them a quad weakness. Our Crustle is kind of an exception. Thunder! Nah, I won't do that. Rock types are among the slowest Pokemon, making them easy to take out. Again, between having Sturdy and being kind of fast, I guess that isn't really the case for ours, but hey. To make up for this a little bit, ooh, Archeops and Caracosta. You can't even get those in the main story of this game, and it pisses me off. They're so good. Pignotti's as good as dead, so I'm gonna Thunder Punch you, and we'll retreat to Aiden, I think. I think that'd probably be pretty good. Okay, so in order to make up for this a little bit, they tend to have Sturdy for their ability, they tend to have high defense, and they get support from Sandstorms, being immune to the damage from it, and getting a 50% defense boost. Sandstorm is one of the best weather effects out there, so it could be good to have using my own strategy against me. Holy hell. I can never get through all my thoughts here. Rock is big on offense, usually able to learn ground moves, Rock itself generally beating a large chunk of the cast, but Rock moves, despite their high power, tend to have lower accuracy compared to the alternatives. It's something of a gambler's it's something of a gambler's type, where you're gonna get big rewards and you do see it played at competitive, but it doesn't change the fact that it can be a little difficult to work with at times and you can get unlucky. We've all seen the double Rock Slide miss decide a competitive match, let's be real with ourselves. Shadow Ball you? You have Sturdy for your ability, so I'm gonna need to chunk you once. Smackdown. Good, all right. I've been good on predicting those switches. I've been good at standing up to those moves. Being able to take a decent hit from an Archeops is downright impressive, Aiden. You should be proud of yourself among your many other achievements in life. Good, good. My Fly's physical has been nice. Battle Against the Trainer fills my heart with warmth. Thanks a bunch, it was a lot of fun. I feel like I'm just used to you being an Electabuzz, and you know, maybe you will always be my little Electabuzz because I've had you for so long. TM93 Wild Charge. Wild Charge is so funny. It's the best physical electric move and it sucks. Unless we're counting Zekrom's signature move and stuff that's not accessible. 90 power, 100 accuracy, but recoil damage. One of the lowest power moves to have recoil damage. McFly can learn that, Pignotti can learn that. I want to take a look. If I got rid of something, I like Scald. I really, really like Scald. But I have to admit, it hasn't been getting used much. There haven't been a lot of opportunities where Pignotti's been out and I've wished I've had it. So temporarily, let's try this. See how it works out for us. If I don't like it, I'll just reteach it. I'm trying to decide if that was worthwhile or not, and I'm coming up kind of empty-headed on the matter. If we hop over that and then hop over this, that takes us all the way back to the entrance, meaning that we can heal. Congratulations, we have come full circle and accomplished absolutely nothing! Next time on Pokemon Black 2 and White 2, we hopefully run through Victory Road for real this time. I'm making it sound so negative, we came plenty far. See you guys then!